Thanks for checking out another action figure review here on Dimension Shift Studios. Today we're going to be reviewing a figure from the DC Multiverse action figure line, Cyborg from the upcoming Justice League movie. Included in the box are the figure itself and 3 halves of different mother box cubes. The other halves come with the corresponding Batman figure. The packaging for this figure is the same as the rest of the Multiverse line, a red display box with a name card and photo of the character shown at the bottom. The top flap shows that this character is from the Justice League set, as this line includes other sets like the Suicide Squad or Legends of Tomorrow. On the right side, we see a bio of Cyborg. As evil threatens humanity, Cyborg must join the unprecedented team of heroes to save the planet. The back of the box shows the 2 figures of this set, Cyborg and Batman, plus the collect and connect pieces of the set, in this case an Atlantean, human, and Themysciran version of the mother box. No doubt a nod to what's to come in the upcoming Justice League movie. The packaging is sturdy and displays the figure well, and would be good for collection displays if that's what you're interested in. So we've got the figure out of the box, and at this point we would normally review any accessories that it comes with. Cyborg doesn't come with any custom accessories, but the 3 mother box pieces here are made of a sturdy hollow plastic and are painted fairly well. I'm not interested in getting the Batman figure, so they're pointless to me, but if you get both, they could make a neat display piece when completed. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. I love the Cyborg from the comics, and this is definitely a reimagination of that character. The first thing that I notice is that his face is covered by a metal mask, probably some kind of blast shield or breathing mask for high altitude, but this is something the character was never previously equipped with. From there, we see that the metal of his body is jagged, especially at the chest where it looks like crumpled tinfoil. As far as appearance, this could pass as a generic robot from any sci-fi franchise, and as a huge Cyborg fan, I find this rendition visually disappointing. Also, the plastic is solid and firm, making the character feel heavy and durable, which is nice. For the overall aesthetic and the material quality of the figure, I would rate Cyborg a 7 of 10. This figure has a fair amount of articulation with a ball joint at the neck, a hinge pin combo at the shoulder, and a hinge at the elbow, as well as a pin joint at the wrist. He also has a pin joint in the middle of his bicep here, giving his arm the ability to rotate at that point. Strangely enough, his right arm has a pin joint in the middle of the forearm, while his left arm doesn't. I think this may have been part of an original plan to have a hand blaster accessory that could swap with the right forearm, but didn't end up making it to the final version. He has a pin joint at his waist, which allows him to turn his torso, and another hinge pin combo where his leg meets the pelvic area, giving his leg a nice range of motion. He also has a pin joint in the middle of the thigh, which lets his leg rotate, a hinge at the knee, and another hinge at each ankle. All considered, I'd rate Cyborg's articulation a 6 out of 10. He has more than a lot of basic figures that you'd find, but less than other figures in the DC Multiverse line, and definitely less than figures from Marvel's competing Marvel Legends line, running about the same price. Specifically the lack of a hinge pin joint in the wrist and ankle, as well as the fact that the hinge joints at his knees and elbows can barely bend 90 degrees, make this character feel more limited than others in his class. There wasn't much to be done as far as paint on this guy. You've got a solid silver-gray robot look with a few dashes of red on there for the eye and a few other dots on the face, down the center of the chest and around the ribs. Even this small amount of paint has some spillage or issues with total coverage, especially around the ribs. There's also a small tinge of red to the silver in the center of the chest, which has a nice subtlety about it. There's a lot more of the muted gray paint on the back of the figure, and mine has a pretty significant spillage onto the right shoulder blade, which is supposed to be silver. Although fairly simple, this paint job is subpar, especially for the DC Multiverse line. I actually chose this one based on it having the better paint job of the ones that I saw, so that might say something about the general figure you'd find. I'd rate this paint job a 5 out of 10. I picked up this figure purely because of my love of the Cyborg character, and I'm sad to say it's a bit disappointing. I like the bulky robotic look of the figure, it just doesn't feel like Cyborg and doesn't express the quality or care that I would like to expect from the DC Multiverse line. Based on our criteria, Cyborg would be ranked a 6 out of 10. I hope this review's been useful and entertaining. Make sure to check out our other content, including reviews of other figures and games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.